Good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming. I know that we're very intimate right now, but we're recording, so I'm going to use the microphone. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to ask those of you who are intrepid to come and fill the seats up front. We're such a small group that it'll make it cozier and more intimate. Thank you for doing that. The second thing I'll ask is while you're doing that, I always forget to do this, and you know what I'm going to say, right? Yeah. Please, this is the very first time I remember to say, please, I've been here 7 years. First time, please turn off your cell phones. Put them on vibrate or silent. There's always someone who thinks they've done it, but they didn't. I am Tracy Heider-Suffern. I have the pleasure of serving as the executive director here at the National Jazz Museum in Harlem. My other pleasure, I have 2 or 3 others, and one of them is welcoming all of you to our events. I want to thank you so much for coming. I know the weather, it's not bad, but it's a little threatening, and you came out anyway, so thank you for being here. I don't usually speak with notes, but I always leave out at least one important thing, and tonight's event, all of the events are important to me, but tonight's event is something that has been a personal dream of mine, and it's been about 5 years in the making, so I want to make sure I cover everything. So as I said, I've been here for about 7 years, and one of the charges the Board of Trustees gave me when I came was to rebuild the organization so that it is a welcoming place that is reflective of the people we serve. And so one of the things I've worked really hard to do with the staff here is to create the kind of programming that does exactly that, and you're going to see some of that tonight. We are proud to say that almost everything we do here is presented free of charge. It is not too often that we charge for things, and even when we do, the prices are so affordable. And what we offer here is a lot of times you can see the jazz artists who you love and who you might spend a whole lot of money to see in other places in the world. And it's usually free or very low cost. And as you see, we're about 1,800 square feet. So you get to be up close and personal with everybody you get to see here, and you're going to have that experience again tonight. Another thing that we did to make the space reflective of who we serve, and this is important to any artist who you will know, is we make this space available free of charge to artists as a free rehearsal space. So if you know someone who needs a rehearsal space in New York is not cheap. All they have to do is get on our schedule. And the phone number is on our website. Our website is jmih.org. So tell your artist friends. They don't even have to be jazz artists. We prefer it if they are, but they don't have to be. We want to do, that is one of the things that we do to support jazz and to support the arts and live music here in New York City and in Harlem. Another thing that, and this leads me into the introduction of my friend, and we're getting there. I'm so happy to say that in addition to all of the other really great things that we do, since the pandemic, we have either in person here at the museum or out in schools, we have brought jazz education to over 24,000 students, most of them New York City public school students, and over half of them Title I schools. We never turn away a school or a student due to inability to pay, and our prices are really affordable. If they can't pay, all they have to do is get here. And so that is because of the support of people like you. And so I ask you, we do what we do because you do what you do, and that is continue to show up at our events, and please be generous with your financial support of our organization. You're the reason that we do what we do, but we can do what we do because of your financial support. The other thing I'm so happy to say is I can now say that at least half of what we do, half of our artistic presentations, half of our lectures, half of the musical presentations that we do are led by women. And so that's been a labor of love, and you're getting ready to see an example of that tonight. I have to say that you're about to see the largest number of female performers here tonight than we've ever done in the history of the Jazz Museum. So I'm real excited about that. Thank you. So Melvis Santa is someone who, since I became executive director here, we started as colleagues and now we're friends. And she really is one of my closest spiritual friends. And I'm so happy to be welcoming her. We dream together, and this is one of the dreams that we have. And I'm going to take full and complete ownership of this idea. So if you have a good time, it was my idea. Tell your friends. Melvis is a multi-instrumentalist who curates and hosts a special series of concerts and interviews. Rítmicas, and I practiced that, and I told Melvis, she said, you have to roll your R's. I said, only if I'm drinking. And I don't drink, so it never happens. Rítmicas, Women in Jazz and Percussion, will feature world-class percussionists offering a close-up to herstory. This deep dive into percussion includes the artists performing with their ensembles, discussing their artistic processes and their influences. Each event will provide audiences with access to live bands, to conversations, to presentations, and to question and answer sessions. Please welcome Melvis Santa.
Good evening. Good evening. Yes, so see. And without further ado, I really want to welcome to this stage the wonderful Deinya Phenix. Women in Jazz and Percussion, as Tracy was saying, it's a dream come true. And when she called me for this opportunity, I was like, this is amazing. This is really something that we need. And I was just commenting how many people have reached out in a few days, like, hey, keep me in mind for the opportunity, for future opportunities. So hopefully we have more funding, hopefully we have more opportunities and people interested to support this great initiative, because we need it. We are in need to put the light on our musicians, specifically the story of women. So I wanted to start this series with the wonderful Deinya. Un aplauso.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Can you hear? Yeah. So I'm gonna read real quick, just a quick definition, but my intention is that you hear from her, just to have a common ground here. It says, Deinya Phenix, PhD, is a sociologist, mother, a child of the African diaspora. After decades of dancing and on stage since the age of 5, she was blessed to be introduced to the Afro-Brazilian percussion by gifted musician Café da Silva in 2009. She has been a member of Batalá New York, among other bands, since 2012, and she has traveled to Europe, South America, and the Caribbean, teaching and learning about Afro-diasporic music and dance. Over the course of many years, Deinya rose through the ranks from conductor to co-musical director to artistic and musical director of Batalá New York. Deinya has trained and led over 100 women of Batalá New York to bring high energy, culturally relevant, visually stimulating performances grounded in community, centered in service, and powered by the partnership with masters of percussion and dance across the globe. Yes. And this is, like I said, a quick introduction, but what a better introduction than Deinya herself. So my first question to you is, who is Deinya Phenix?
Well, I don't know who that is, but I'm here. I'm me. I stand up tall with the support of my ancestors. I'm the child of Linda Phenix, and who is the daughter of Geneva Phenix from Georgetown. Let me say it again, Sandpit, South Carolina. We say Georgetown because Sandpit is so small. If you blink, you miss it. And I'm a bit of a teacher, a lot of a researcher, a bit of a dancer, definitely a community member, a student of Melvis, a student of many, and a lifelong learner, and a true New Yorker, I think.
Wonderful. And tell me the connection of your family, your education, and percussion, how it come to your life. The percussion discover you, you discover percussion?
That's a great question. So I came to percussion through dance. When I was very, very little, probably about 5 years old, I grew up pretty poor, but that's not part of the story. I had a deformity, and rather than operations or anything, the doctor said, put her in ballet. So I started ballet at 5 years old and learned also tap and jazz, the classic combination, right? Classic American dance combination. But then in that era, it was the 70s, not to age myself too much, but it was the 70s. In that era, it became common and popular to talk about how black is beautiful, and blackness became centered in popular culture in a way that it was kind of on the edge prior to that. So I was blessed with like a lot of soul music, a lot of line dancing, rhythmic dancing. The freak was my first dance that I learned when I was probably about 6. Again, dating myself. But I came into dance through this, I grew up in Boston, by the way, which is a very, very segregated city. Still kind of is, but definitely was in the 70s, violently segregationist.
Especially you were the definition of young, gifted, and black.
I think. So the school that I was able to go to for ballet was a black ballet school, the Roxbury Center for the Performing Arts. And there they didn't just have ballet, tap, and jazz, right? They leaned deep into the roots of those, but they also taught ethnic dance, which was African dance and Caribbean dance. And through a long journey, I started to develop dance as like a lifelong habit. And I started studying with Kenya Ribeiro, the samba teacher, and I learned about Brazilian culture through her. I learned about the orishas through her, and all of the dance forms. And I also, through working with Kenya, started studying at this place called Joniba here in New York. And there I was able to be, thanks to places like Joniba, which is now at Perry Dance, Kumbe, we are able here in New York to experience a lot of the world's cultures. So through dance, I heard live drums, and I started to develop a connection to that. So my deformity caught up with me, and I eventually retired from dancing in a samba bikini. Love that. And I decided, well, wait a minute. The drummers always get paid. The dancers, sometimes. The dancers were younger and cuter and, willing to dance for free. And I thought, hey, being a drummer is pretty cool, right? And also I would like to play and create the music that I consume.
Amazing. And that you mentioned Kenya Ribeiro, shout out to Kenya. It's a wonderful samba teacher, but of course she knows all the different rhythms of Brazilian culture, but she specialized in samba, and Samba Reggae is one of the things that she teaches. So she's still in New York, so you can Google her name, Kenya Ribeiro. She's from Rio de Janeiro.
She's from Rio.
Yeah, she goes to Bahia and everything, but she's from here. So, and we both participate in her class. Deinya plays, I dance. It's very good to know that she has an early influence in you. And I want to continue talking about influences and mentorship in jazz is very important as well, mentorship, like which school you come from. So 2 questions. What what was that moment that you decided to come to New York? Since you have different experiences growing up, what was the moment that you decided to come to New York, and where did you develop? It's part of what you said, but now more focused on the music that you, when you decide percussion is what I'm going to do, how you move forward.
Well, my exploration was pretty circuitous in coming to Brazilian culture. I already mentioned ethnic dances, cultural dances, folkloric dances. I came to New York, one, for marriage. My husband lived here, and if I wanted to live with him, I had to live here. But then also, as an avocation, it was really important to me to continue dancing. One, to continue strength, but then also to continue connection. And the first class I actually took here was flamenco. Yeah, and that's what brought me to Geneva.
You felt the connection to the rhythms of flamenco.
True.
We are always amazed how different influence end up in Mother Africa. Well, I have another question for you, specifically from New York, but the most important is the music, because I really want the audience to experience the art form itself. But this is very important. Percussive rhythm, tracing back to the Caribbean to West Africa, is a fundamental musical element that has shaped jazz and Black American music. There has been significant study into the history of this topic, but rarely do we hear from contemporary artists about it, specifically women. So how this legacy has shaped your approach to playing, and if you have the opportunity to interact with jazz musicians in New York, or if you recognize the influence, in this case, of the Afro-Brazilian music in jazz music here in the scene.
So it reminds me that very recently we lost Sergio Mendes, a really prolific, but also the music that we play, that you'll hear today, is a true world music. Like jazz is truly a world music, and the connection, the mixture of all of the different influences is what really calls people in jazz, and I would say that also calls us in Samba Reggae. Samba Reggae is like, if you were to research intentionally and mix all of the different pieces that go into Samba Reggae intentionally, it would not happen the way it did. It happened from someone riffing off of something else, riffing off of something else, riffing off of something else. And in that way, there's a lot of connection to jazz. But then also our compositions. I need to give a shout out to our global mestre, Mestre Giba Gonçalves. He has studied jazz and many, many other forms very closely. And he composes our music, most of our music, I'd say. And each time, when he composes, it's a really weird process, I'd say. He travels all over the world, and he works with the people in the place that they're in. So here in New York, he's come and he has made up music right on the spot with us, based on how we present ourselves, based on our skill level, but also based on what's in the air. The vibe of New York is very much woven into our music and the compositions that we play.
Amazing. Give a round of applause. I'm so excited. And can you share in a few words what are we going to experience right now? Or you just prefer that they just connect with whatever comes? Is there something that you would like to say before?
Sure. Well, notice that there are a lot of instruments here, right? I'm not going to play all of these. there is a squad of women that are about to come in and play. We are Batalá New York. As you well know, it's all women. It's Afro-Brazilian percussion. But the important thing to observe is like how the different drums interact with each other. And there's almost like a code that we share from all of our preparation and all of our community. So you'll witness that a little bit. But also I need to apologize. Melvis said, bring 7 drummers and enter 14. I apologize. But that's to speak to how this music is played. It's played in community, right? So speaking of code, let's see. Shall we get started?
Yeah, I think I'm feeling it. I'm ready.
Okay.
You guys are ready? Let's do
right.
it. Let's do it.
So here's how we start things. Batala! 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 When I say Batala, you say? Hey! When we say Batala, you say?
Hey!
Okay, let's test it. 1, 2, 3. Batala! Hey! Woo! Okay, we're ready.
We're ready. Let's do it. Round of applause. We come back with Deinya later, and then you get to know each and every member of the ensemble. But for now, Batala. See. Also, I will bring Elijah Maduro, which is one of the, in the meantime, one of the wonderful staff that works here in the museum to speak about the exhibit that you have right now, well into the Hispanic Heritage Month. So Elijah is here and he will.
Thank you guys again for coming. I'm also doing sound and video, so we're doing a lot today. But thank you again, guys, for coming. This wonderful, beautiful exhibit that you guys see around you is actually curated by the wonderful Willie Rodriguez, who's co-founder of the International Salsa Museum. They are hoping to have a wonderful, wonderful station up in the Bronx, I believe over at the Armory. They're hoping to hear about pretty soon. But more details on that will be eventually developing. But they have been wonderful to work with. This exhibit has been here since, I believe, the end of August. All throughout August as part of our Afro-Latin Roots of Jazz month. And this wonderful curation has beautiful photographs by Alan Spatz, many other photographs as well as a couple of wonderful paintings and wonderful memorabilia that you'll see in the showcases that we have in the front as we tend to move off on the side as we have our presentations, as you guys are seeing right now. But this is going to be here all the way until October 19th through the end of Hispanic Heritage Month. It has changed a little bit as well since it has been here the first time back in August. We've had a couple of new additions, and it will also be changing this Saturday. We will be having some of the new photographs coming in as well. Some of these photographs that you may be seeing right now on this wall may not be here when you come back. So please, 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 please tell friends, family, coworkers, anybody that you can to make it down here as soon as possible, because this is only a limited time exhibit here. And I don't know when it will be coming back or if, so please, please. And if you want to, please go ahead and support the International Salsa Museum, read more about them and read more about this wonderful exhibit curated by him. We have a QR code right up over on our front desk. You are more than welcome to scan it. And you can also feel free to leave a donation as well, because without your generous donations, we wouldn't be able to put on wonderful curations like Melvis's wonderful curation that we have today, or wonderful programs or wonderful exhibits that you see in this space as of right now. But that's enough from me. Enjoy a little bit of the music before we head back into wonderful. Yes.
So the most recent addition to this exhibit just came last night, right? If you look in this corner behind you, those really colorful timbales, those are Tito Puente's timbales. They are the last timbales that he played. He played those in April 2000. and he passed away in June of 2000. So those are the last ones. And so, as Elijah was saying, the exhibit is always changing. Many of these photographs, all of them, I think, except for the portraits, the photographs come to us courtesy of Vicky Levy Gold, who is an avid collector of salsa memorabilia, salsa photographs, and she's been very, very generous to us. And then the other thing I'll say is one of the coolest things about this exhibit is every once in a while an artist will come in and they'll see themselves on the wall. So Karen Joseph is here, Arturo O'Farrell is here, oh my gosh, the bass player, Goins.
I know.
Bad ED. It's not Lewis. It's edit this part out. But one of the great things, it's a living exhibit in a lot of ways. The artists come through and they go, oh, wait a minute, that's me. And the photographs are from 25 or 30 years ago. They didn't know that they would be here. So, before you go, just take a minute to look around, because as Elijah said, if you come next week or I guess next month, it might not be the same.
But yeah, stick around and we will get started again with our second half of the program already.
Okay, we are back. We are back and excited for what just happened and what is about to happen as well. So I want to invite again Deinya, Phenix, to come join me for the second part of this interview. As mentioned, for those who arrived later, Rítmicas, Women in Jazz Percussion is a series, it's a dream come true in which we have the opportunity to center women and their experience in the history of this discipline, which is, but still we managed to be here and keep smiling, keep flourishing, because it's part, contrary of what many people think, if it's more to a gender or other, it's that, and that introduced my first question. For you, what's your experience with the history of percussion and how do you find yourself in it? Rhythm and you and rhythm and the instruments.
So earlier today, this evening, I mentioned that I started out as a dancer and that's kind of a typical girl's role, right? So there were a few issues with that, right? And I also mentioned that as an adult dancer, once I was in a dance company, the drummers consistently got paid and the dancers did not. That's a very gendered experience as well, where most of the drummers were men. And most of the male drummers feel very comfortable entering a space, playing an instrument they never played before, or just a little bit, and like just shooting up that learning curve. And women tend to be not encouraged to be that bold and to jump right in, right? Traditionally, in a lot of traditional spaces, temples and the like, the drummers are men and the dancers are women. So I'll say one more thing as like one of my favorite things that we experience when Batala comes out, especially at these like street festivals in the summer. There's a traditional drum line, right? Like college marching band type of drum line, and they tend to have very traditional gender roles. The look on the girls' faces that have just spent a lot of time doing their dancing, right? Which is a role they are quite comfortable in, but the look on their faces as they see these women drumming is just, it's priceless. It's priceless. I think that's why we're doing this. And again, the look on the boys' faces and the young men's faces as they see this squad, this tribe of women marching through the street, playing drums like this is just, I feel like we're writing some issues in history and writing a new history of women in percussion.
Wow, that's very profound, and I totally relate to that. And I want to come back to the importance of dance and percussion. In my experience, coming from the Afro-Cuban tradition, a lot of these disciplines are actually one. I don't want to assume, but I could see some connections, but I definitely want to hear you explain or talk as much as possible of what just happened. In Batala, the richness of the rhythms and the patterns and the tempos, I could see how it struck different chords in different people in the audience. Some people would connect to some group, some other connects to others, and then it's like a electricity that was moving across the room while you guys were visiting different rhythmic universes. But in the movement, I noticed that very close to what you were playing, there was this story that was being told. Is it a story? Is there a message behind? Is it specific? Can you share something?
Sure. We like to speak about our songs as they can be very complicated with like 5 parts, and we joke 100 parts. But the story itself, the song itself has an arc, like a story. So we begin like this, and then there's a conversation between her, and then everybody else joins in the conversation. And then there's another part of the conversation where somebody says something and everybody says amen in response to it. And then we all close in sync. Each of these songs has like a story to it, but then also where we're telling a story with our bodies. You will see later on some gestures that we make that are rooted in traditional dance, which is peppered through like popular dance. And many of these gestures are in honor of the African deities, the Orishas, and a way to incorporate our respect for those natural forces and how they carry us through our lives and give us strength.
That's beautiful and powerful, and hopefully you guys felt that there was something happening beside just the drumming. And something that I tell my students is like, percussion is not occupational therapy. there is this, I guess is the easiest way to approach it because people just don't know. They will go to it and they feel that that's the moment when I just release. Yes, you release, but more than complicate, I would like to say sophisticated. Because of what you just explained, there is a story behind, there is intention behind, and there is a message to convey. And it's definitely powerful to see a squad of women bringing that, and on top of that, the joy that you transmit and the confidence that the group transmits is really inspiring.
I would like to say one more thing. We were very loud, and I apologize to your ears. But there's a reason why drums are loud, and some louder than others. The drum, our original drum was our mom's heartbeat that we heard from the womb. But traditionally, drums were also used for communication, for revolutions, and to make change, for social justice. Samba Reggae is also a rhythm of social justice. It's the rhythm of black resistance. And when we play, the rhythms are signals, right? And they must be heard from way far away. So we're working on being quieter, but we're starting from a base of being, sending out that signal. And the last thing I'll say is, as women, we're often told, as I was telling them, we're often told to sit still, keep our knees together, and our feet on the floor, and speak when spoken to, and be very polite. And we are the opposite in this. It's very unladylike the way we play, right? And so being loud women is it's again writing part of history.
Wow.
Yeah.
I would clap for that.
Thank you.
It's food for thought because yes, we have to sit with ourselves and catch ourselves like, yes, it's loud, but so what? But yes, I understand and I thank you, but I wouldn't apologize. It comes from a place in which the audience actually, you are questioning or putting the audience in that place where they have to actually adapt, So thank you, if anything, thank you for bringing that to this space, and it is such a great choice. I'm more convinced today because it felt like a blessing to the space.
That's what we're at.
It felt like a blessing to this series. We have amazing women coming next. October 10th is coming Dominican drummer Ivana Cuesta with her quartet. She came all the way from Dominicana by herself. She got a scholarship on Berkeley. She graduated, and now she's presenting her own music in the museum for the first time. So this is opening the way for other forms of percussion, and every woman that will be here has a different connection to it. So this is really amazing. Thank you, Deinya. Last question before the girls come again. Rhythm, like fashion, cooking, or language, is very personal and different to each artist. What is your relationship with rhythm and how you engage with it in your playing? Something that is very personal to you. And if you can say it like 3 words, I know that's super hard, but let's just have fun with that.
3 words. Talking to ancestors.
Okay. So should we invite the girls and see what they say?
I want to say Batala. 1, 2.
Batala!
Okay, folks. Batala's in the house. So what we'd like to do is have you participate a little bit in what we're doing. Are you up to that? Yeah? Okay. The first thing I'd like to do in that is introduce each of the band members, and they can tell you about what they're carrying, right? Particularly the drum, right? We'll start with you, and then we'll pass the mic around like a zigzag, okay? Please say your name, how long you've been playing, and what drum you're playing, and how it feels to play it. Name, how long, drum.
Batala, hey, my name is Anna. I'm playing in the band since 2022, and I had no prior experience at all. And this is the Sudo 2. I call it my baby. Wherever I go, my babies.
Hello, everyone. My name is Veronica. I've been with Batala for the last 5 years. I started off with Sudo 1, and now I'm playing a dobra. My baby.
Hi, my name is Kashimi. I've been playing with Batala since 2022. I play dobra, so when I play dobra, I'm so happy and joyful with the band members and connected the music through everybody.
Hi, my name is Havana. I've been with Batala since 2017, 18 or 17. I don't know. And I feel like it's a groove party, like, you know, just grooving and cruising.
Hello, I'm Allison, and I just joined the band in February, so I'm a baby. So I'm just learning. So I play the Surdu 1, which is the deepest drum, and I feel like very, very powerful. Like, I feel like we're going to war, but like in a good way. Like fighting for good things.
I'm Julie. I've been part of the band since 2018. I also play the Surdu 1, and I was going to use exactly that same word, powerful.
Hi, I'm Camila. I have been playing with Batalá New York for the past 6 months, but I'm from Brazil. And I have been playing with Batala like on and off since 2016. Yeah. And I play, as my fellow rappy players here, we play the repique, which is a very challenging instrument.
Hello, my name is Siani. I joined Batala in 2022, and as my colleague said, this is a repique. And you know, this drum, it's been a journey. Takes a while to get used to because it's very, out in the front. And so it's a good thing if you need to get out of your shell, I would say. It's a good drum.
Hello, everyone. I'm Dawn. I've been in the band for almost 2 years now. I play the reppy, and when I am playing with my drum sisters, I feel at home. Percussion is a passion of mine, and I'm just so thankful to be here.
Hi everyone, I'm Anya, she, hers. I play the kaisha. I joined the band last December, and when I play, I feel like I'm connecting with my ancestors.
Hi, I'm Natalia. I also play the kaisha or snare. I've been in Batala since 2019. To me, the snare, the kaisha feels like crashing waves or water, and playing for me feels like a cleaning of my energy and connection with my Batala sisters. I always feel better after.
Hi everyone, my name is Carolina. I'm from Dominican Republic. I've been in Batala since 2023. Yeah, last spring, last year. And I play caixa. To me, caixa feels like it gives me an adrenaline rush, but also it helps me release a lot of energy, especially when it comes to anxiety. So it has been very healing to play this drum for my mental health. And I'm so happy to have found community of powerful, uplifting women. I also found love. This is my wife. So very, very, very grateful to this community.
Amen. Hey, everybody, I'm Kristen. I've been in Batala since 2022. This is the Surdu 2. This is the bing to the Surdu 1 bong. And together we form the heartbeat, and I think that really resonates for me. I feel like this is my heart, so I'm very grateful to be here. Thanks.
Give it up for Batala. There are, let me see, 75 more of us out there. Yeah, but you get a taste of the tribe here and how we flow. Who wants to drum? Who wants to try out one of these drums? Mm-hmm. Okay, so let me qualify that. Okay. Okay, so we will hold the drums for you. You don't have to put them on. You don't have to dance with all 15, 16 pounds on your body. But we welcome you to step up if you can. Take a look at the drums. Go to a drum that calls you. You heard a little bit about them from the person playing them. Go to the drum that calls you, and we will lend you a stick and let you hit on it. Who wants to drum? You do. Come on up. Which drum do you want to play? Okay, who else? Come on up. Which drum do you want to play? All right, just stand next to her. Okay, good. Okay, so we've got a Surdu player, 1, Hipiki player. We need a Dobra player. Who wants to play Dobra? Ah, come on up. Play her drum. Another Dobra player? Come on over. Batala, whichever one of you wants to welcome her. Okay, play hers. Okay. Now let's see. Surdu 1, Dobra, Hipiki. Who wants to play Surdu 2? Surdu 2, who wants to play that? Come on over. Yes. Okay. Last. Can we get a kaisha? Who wants to play the kaisha? Remember what they said about the kaisha, how that feels, right? Natural anti-anxiety med, right? Right? Okay. Kaisha player. Come on up. Don't worry, we'll be gentle. We'll be gentle. One kaisha player. Tracy? Yes! Woo! Wave your hand, kaisha, who's going to share with her? Amazing. So we have some drums that are deep. We have some drums that are high, right? What I would like is for the deep drums to play like this. Boom, 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 boom. All the deep drums. Boom, boom, boom. There you go. Boom, 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 boom. Good, good. High drums, I would like you to echo off of this. Boom, da, 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 boom, da, boom, da. Okay. Stay on that. Keep going. Keep going. Okay. Dancing it, living it. Yes. Look at you. Playing along with Batala. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. Nice. Okay.
deep drums, the deep bass, you're gonna take turns, right? You're bong, she's bong, bing, 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 bong, bing. Okay, dobras, can you give me a diggity? Diggity, 1, 2, 3. 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 Diggity, step, step, step. Diggity, 1, 2, 3. Diggity, yes. Okay. Caixas. Can I get chicken nugget, 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 yes. All right. Now, you, and you. Give me a samba. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bop, 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 shake it, 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 bop. Samba. Samba. Yes. So the challenge that's going on here is like patting your head and rubbing your belly at the same time. Can you do that? Let me see. Let me see. Uh-huh. Let me see. Pat your head, rub your belly at the same time. Uh-huh. Okay, you're hired. You're hired. You're all hired. Okay. Okay. So now we're going to do the call to stop. I'm going to play Pedi para parar. You play paro. Okay? Let's do that again. Beautiful. All right. Give it up for our new band members. Yes. Amazing, 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 amazing. Good job. Good job. You're hired, all of you. You're hired. You're hired.
Another round of applause. This is much more than we can really describe. And this is exactly the core of this series, that to see the art form from the artists, because you see it's not just the rhythm, it's not just the proficiency of each of these women, but it's their story, their way of living. They are their drums. And of course, much more. But there is something special when it's you who talk about, like, your baby. That's so beautiful. And not only her, each one of you, baby, that's priceless. So thank you for being here. Thank you very much, Deinya, for keeping it together. And those of you who experience this connection today, you have that for life. That's beautiful. Of course, thank you, Tracy, for masterminding and for creating the space, making it happen. One thing is what we dream, but when we have to make it happen, we need powerful women like you, and Let's make it. Let's do it. Thank you, Elijah Maduro, for working in this wonderful space. And last but not least, let's do some promo. What if the people want to connect, keep connecting with Batala? Where do you perform in the city? You know, everything that you can say just to, yeah, all the.
So as you heard, some of the women in this beautiful squad here just started playing, right? Somebody said like spring of 2023, fall of 2023, spring of 2024. So we train. Anyone who identifies as a woman is welcome to come learn from us. And then we also have community workshops where all genders, all ages, everybody is welcome to come and experience our drums, touch them, play on them. And we should be having a workshop pretty soon for one day in Alvin Ailey, the Ailey extension. It's an experiment. We are the inaugural drum class there. And then we will also return to our home in Brooklyn, which is Kumbe. We have some drums stored there, and we like to give workshops there. We will be playing this weekend at the Atlantic Antic on Sunday. So good weather. Let's pray for good weather. Saturday, we will be playing at Queens Night Market. And we got a few other gigs coming up. I would suggest going to our website, batalaNewYork.org, right? batalaNewYork.org, and we have all our public events listed there, okay? And also highlights from events to come and also events that we did that we're really proud of. If you would like to have us come to your community center, your office, or your park, or what have you, we are for hire. We like to bring these drums out and do this same workshop for 2 hours, where we bring our drums, we play them, and we do a little choreography workshop, and then we transfer it over to a drum workshop, where you get to embody the experience, this vulnerable experience, right, of playing, of being in learning mode. I just wrote a little essay about that in hope to present at the face-to-face conference this April. So I think I think the last thing I should mention is Patreon. We have a Patreon, patreon.com/Batala. And Bonfire, where we sell our merch, these beautiful T-shirts and stuff. We brought some things to sell that are over there, but like on Bonfire, you can get anything that we wear. And then also Better World. If you've got an extra $15,000, drop it in this little gourd right here. We are working on raising funds to get new drums from Brazil, new costumes. We like to get costumes every year, so we have multiple things to wear for multiple occasions. The drums take maintenance. These steel rods cost a lot of money, actually. And also, we like to rent studio space, soundproof studio space, where we can work with musicians such as Melvis and others to like put our songs to people who bear the culture of the African diaspora, working together to put their songs together. One person we worked with recently is Monica Ortiz Rossi, who has Sanctuario music, and it's just really beautiful when we collaborate like that. So the estimate is about $15,000 we're trying to raise for that project. I wonder if people have questions for the band.
This is the moment where we open. So if you have any question related to any topic that you want to ask the band, this is the moment. Any question? Anybody? No? Okay.
So I don't know anything about conducting, but I'm wondering if Brazilian music, or is it like it's very, it looks very detailed, and is it just like from the Samba Reggae school? Or?
So, as I think can't be repeated enough, I started out as a dancer. And
you're still a dancer.
Still a dancer.
Didn't give it up.
Yes. But as as I was growing up, I was pretty sick, and I had to sort of, work within the social system and the social structure that was there. So a lot of what I do when I conduct is incorporating the rhythms so that I can use my body to send signals to others. The band, of course, as far as what to play and what our tempo is, but also the audience as cues for reaction, but then also those who we cannot speak to, those who we cannot engage with in the same way that you and I are engaging, the ancestors, the spirits, the saints, the deities. It's a way of sort of channeling and offering my body to the music. That's when it goes well. Sometimes it is just managing the situation. But then since we're in an intimate conversation about jazz, I want to shout out the late, really great Butch Morris from New Blue Orchestra. I learned a lot from him. I was fortunate enough to meet him and to hang out with him. He liked cheap pizza. And learned a lot with him about conduction and what it means to embody the music for an entire organism, like a band, to embody the music and breathe it in and out together, and that's part of the technique, tradition, habit of mind that's going on with me. Thank you for that question.
Just to add a little, in avant-garde music, in avant-garde jazz, you will see more body engagement in that. So it's a very interesting question because it brings us back to that common root, which is Africa, and the connection with the body and the drum and the response of the spirit, and let the body just be a vessel to that. Yeah. Another question, please. Please don't be shy. Whatever cross your mind.
What does Batala mean?
Great question. Quiz time. Who knows?
Hit here.
Batala. So Batala is a play on words, right? As Mestre Giba says, on one hand, it means in French and Portuguese, hit there. Hit that drum, hit there. Bata, la. Batala. But then also, it's an homage to the Orisha, O Batala. Right? So it's just play on words there.
One more question before the music starts. Think. Why the guys have been so quiet? We don't want to intimidate. Please, it's a...
Not a question, but a comment. I like the expressions on everybody's face as they play in the music. It's like they really, like you said, embodying the music, and but the expressions is especially you. You really connected with me. Because you were so into it, your body, your facial expressions, your smile. So I really enjoyed that. I did. You did.
Well, I have one more comment. And Melvis already said it, actually. From the very first note, I could feel the energy coming up from the floor. I could feel it. And it felt like a bath, right? And I really was thinking, I've only been here 7 years. We've been in this space maybe 8 or 9 years. I don't know what happened before I got here. History began with me as far as I'm concerned. I lead my life like that too. It is the largest number of female artists we've had in this room performing at one time, ever. Thank you. And that bath, when you started moving around and then you went around the Duke Ellington piano, this is the piano that he composed most of his music on when he came to Harlem. This is the piano that was in his sister's home. It is on long-term loan to us by his nephew. When you went this way, and I literally felt the energy moving through the room, and then when you went around the piano, I was reminded, and this is going to sound very romantic and all of that, but, and I'm not the first person who said this, but it was the first time I felt it, that this is sacred space. Some of the most famous jazz artists in the world have performed right there where you're standing, and right in this space. Sometimes we make this area the front of the room, and it's a totally different experience. And to have that energy, that palpable energy, make its way through this space and remind me that this is sacred space is something I'm very grateful for. So thank you for being here. Thank you, Melvis.
Follow Deinya, Phenix, and Batala. They are all over the internet, social media. Support their endeavors, support their mission, and thank you. Thank you. Let's just enjoy the rest of the night. Have a wonderful night. And that's it. We are closing out with this wonderful night.
Okay. We've got 4 more pieces for you. The first one you should recognize from the lesson just now. Let's get the drummers in a rumble. Rumble.
Quartet. This is the opening, the kickoff, the blessing of this series, Rítmicas. Let's say it together, Rítmicas. Eso. Women in jazz and percussion. Thank you very much. Thank you, Tracy.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. This is amazing. I really don't have anything else to say except thank you. No, don't go. We'll take a photo. Ooh, careful.